Hello everybody and welcome back to SaveEarth.us via artofdino.com, and I am here with a dilemma of the art world that is just coming to the foreground now, but I've been thinking about it for years, and it's actually been one of my main intentions with Save Earth. And it again refers to my Tea of Tartary video, where I talk about an article from the 1900s where a Persian art master or art educator referred to the importance of the universality of art, and that's the perfect way to describe what I've always talked about, inevitably leading to a universal moment of harmony where everyone's on the same page, people's intentions are right where they need to be, and you don't have one political group or the other controlling art, which is so important. I can't stress it enough. It is a absolute key to saving Earth. And Joe Rogan the other day called it out as I was thinking of how I could word it in different kind of information I could use. But look, artists, musicians, comedians thank me for endorsing Trump because they can't do it because they'd be attacked. That is a huge thing that artists have been dealing with is, we can't support Trump because so many people are brainwashed into thinking that it's evil or something that they will just immediately turn on you. And the media created this, but not only the media, a lot of the art world that has been hijacked by the liberal agenda, and the magazines, some of the top magazines are promoting this and creating this and fostering this bad environment for artists. And Save Earth, again, we are here to tell about this, to expose it, and to fix it. That is our goal, because we want artists that are everywhere, all international artists, all doing their individual unique work, not based on negative drama that from delusions and created by the media's lies and propaganda, but doing things that empowers the human mind. There's a lot of people that don't speak their mind. So you know how many artists that have reached out to me that are like effing hippies, man, like artists, musicians thanked me for endorsing Trump. And he only did it the day before. But you have an industry where a lot of people in the liberal, leftist, Democrat industry have done some nasty things, and they were supporting the other side. And to have the art world glom onto them and latch onto them is a disrespect to artists around the world. And we at Save Earth believe in the universality of art. We believe everyone is capable of art. It doesn't belong to the liberals, doesn't belong to conservatives, doesn't belong to the communists, which I think are controlling a good amount of the left and wanted to steer things in the wrong direction. It doesn't belong to the CIA, who put out abstract art in order to make Russian artists try to dilute their beauty and their amazing technicalities of art by coming up with nonsense, meaningless garbage. So we want to promote meaningful art, art that takes skill, art that's very unique to the individual. Definitely take a look at the article above from 1909, and especially the bottom where it says, "In conclusion, Mr. Khan, who is a master of ancient art and education and stuff, Mr. Khan made a plea for the universality of art and spoke prophetically of the day when all nations should be united in ideals and aspirations, creatively." I will add that at the end. But that is what we want. Again, all nations should be in similar pages with similar intentions, because we are all human. We can't have these different ideologies and these political groups and these nasty, evil things corrupting art. It must end. So this article in Art Forum by the newest editor-in-chief there, Tina Rivers Ryan, is an article that had to be brought to attention. And again, this is not an article, this is not an attack on Tina Rivers Ryan. It's not necessarily an attack on Art Forum. It's just guidance and advice, because they're not doing this article and this Art Forum magazine, if it's based on these kind of editing and qualifications, are not doing justice to the art world. They're creating a negative atmosphere. They're creating hate, and they're making artists create with hate instead of creating with love and perfection and admiration for the world around you, and being in awe of the miracles of nature, of history, of the world around you. Instead, they're going towards a certain direction, and I don't like it, and I think a lot of people don't. I look at this as a hijacking of art, and she is a new editor as of 2024, so before this, the Israel war tore these people apart. They don't know which side to pick, and as a result, dealers and art collectors were bailing on them because they were picking Palestine, and I'm not going to go in this direction. I think that this is all nonsense. I think that just when you kill someone innocently, it's wrong. But I'm not going to go into anything deeper than that. But I just think all war is wrong, and that's what my art would be to create. I would inspire people to create war, showing harmony, showing unity, showing peace, showing the good of it, not just taking a stance that the media is promoting, because it's never accurate. It's never truth-based, and artists must be truth-based. They can be imagination-based too, but to go on the path of truth and not be deluded by nonsense is very important. So I'm going to read a couple paragraphs from this article, and you'll see what I mean. The wreck, and not the story of the wreck. How do we survive and build in that wreckage that palpably surrounds us? How do we continue to fight for the security of minoritized people, let alone advocate for the ideals of democracy or justice under a second Trump presidency, when we already have to imagine that his administration will deport immigrants? Remember that. Keep that in mind. We already have to imagine. Who? Why do we have to imagine anything? I don't think this way. Only she does, and she's putting it out to the people that are all over the place, that read Art Forum, artists all over the world, adding fear to them. So when we already have to imagine that his administration will deport immigrants, threaten trans lives, destroy queer families, disregard the disabled, further limit abortion access, hollow out public education, gut regulations, tilt the courts, criminalize dissent, arrest political opponents, which they've been doing, compromise elections, which they've been doing, abolish term limits, which they love, and abet foreign despots, which they do all the time, among countless other horrors cooked up by his advisors and megadonors. This is in Art Forum. This is an editor-in-chief doing this. This is clearly one-sided. This is not the way art should be. In our January 2017 issue, after Trump was elected for the first time, Art Forum editor, the one before her, observed that he seemed motivated by neither power or ideology, but image, evidencing that the power of the visual has ascended to ever greater heights, even in a world of invisible networks of control. And that's kind of interesting. I don't have any problem with that. But at the bottom, it goes on talking about one of the artists that is from that taxidermy dove that you saw before. It says, what if we viewed climate-induced mutation as a form of adaptation, resulting from the ongoing process of metabolizing harm, as Cordova suggested to me? If American, quote, revolutions, including the MAGA revolution, often take the form of heroic narratives driven by white male protagonists, perhaps communal evolution might provide another model. That to me sounds like communism. Communal evolution, that's communism. So these people are communists that are trying to conquer the art world, be the editors, be the spokespeople for the art world. This is not the way art should be. If anyone should be this, it should be someone with a mentality similar to mine. Not even me, but someone with a mentality that all art must be universal. It must be a thing that everyone has. A little kid has it. He shouldn't be taught to fear these things and do all these different things. Every little kid has brilliant artistic ability. Every autistic student that I've ever taught has immaculate artistic abilities. There's so many things that these people are trying to make art political, and it is not. It is so much more than that. It's about going into ancient cultures and looking at the past and trying to dive into history, imagining history, imagining the past, or imagining other worlds, imagining other cultures. Doing all these things. There's so much strength in it. And she says, artists have resisted and survived fascism before, shaping a future in which it became possible for them to be remembered. So she's already just declaring that this next 4 years is going to be complete fascism. And meanwhile, there's a whole group of people, half the country, way more than half the country, that voted for him are ready for a golden age. So this has to be remedied. It has to be reconciled, because there are two different realities here, and the artists should not be thinking this way. An Art Forum magazine like this, with a reach as powerful and strong as it is, should not be doing this. So then again, there's some articles that they have again that are good, that I agree with. And then they have ones like this that they highlight. Biden lifts Trump-era restrictions on public art, where Trump decided to make all the art beautiful and meaningful, kind of like the old days, like the old world. That's what the order was. Lifelike, realistic representations of that person, not an abstract or modernist representation, or brutalist, which these things have become. Communist, useless, meaningless is what they want. And he wanted to put meaningful, beautiful, elegant, incredible, immaculate, talent-driven things. And these people are hating on him because it's Trump. If one of their own people decide to do that, they'd probably love it. But they also do love that abstract, CIA-driven nonsense that is very meaningless. So it's an interesting time, and again, I'm not harshing on Art Forum. I'm just adding a mere suggestion here. Same with the editor, Tina Rivers. I am just making a mere suggestion because you have a position of power. I don't, unfortunately, yet at Save Earth. My art is, I'm shadow banned. My voice goes barely anywhere. As you'll see, this video probably will get barely any views. But when you have a forum like Art Forum, a magazine from the 60s that is contemporary based but goes all over the place, and it's a massive magazine, read by collectors and art dealers all over the world, you have an obligation to, because how many people listen to the words that they say and write. They have an obligation to do good for the art world. The art world is what we have left. The big pharma, our health industry has been taken over. The media and our thinking has been taken over. Art is the power to be free. It gives every individual the power to be free. I say we are artists because everyone is. We all have the power to do it. Anyone at any point can create a masterpiece that could change the world, heal the world. It just takes time, it takes effort. You have to utilize your time to do it. And you have to build and strengthen your imagination. And you have to have strong and important and right, good intentions. There's nothing better than drawing something with positive and beautiful intentions. You feel charged. Every single pen stroke or paintbrush you make, it feels amazing. You feel like you're being watched by the creator and touched, like their hand is on your shoulder and they're smiling with you. When you create art in a sense where you're angry, you're mad, or you're drawing like Trump with a small ding dong, or like something like just repulsive, you do not get that power. You do not get the touched by the creator, by God feeling, that heavenly sacred feeling that created all those wonders of art that grace every single old world building in the entire world and underground. All of these old past, they loved beauty. Beauty was so important until the CIA destroyed it and brought in abstract stuff, and communists started to take over the art world. They realized that the communist revolution, similar to how they kind of tried to build up the power of the workers who were getting underappreciated and all this stuff, they are doing the same thing with the art world, trying to build up the artists so that they'll join this thing, not even realizing it's communism, and then they're already pumping out terrible art. They're brainwashed. Their mind is going the wrong way. Instead of going the Save Earth direction, where you guide your artwork with positive intentions, how can I help people? How can I make people see what I see? How can I make people think differently? How can I make people think beautifully? How can I make people be proud of who they are? Be ready to make friends. Be ready for the future. Be excited for the golden age to come, the Renaissance. Not, are we ready for the apocalypse? How are we going to do this? How are we going to take down these leaders? All this, blah, blah, blah. Let's create a shadow government to destroy what more than half the people voted for. It's not right. It is not right. And again, I am not coming at this from a MAGA way or a conservative way. Like I've said many times in the past, I am an artist. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm not any of those garbage names. The only label I want is artist. That's it, period. And that incorporates teacher too, which is another label that I like. But that is it, artist. It's neutral. I'm not from the country of even America. I'm from Earth. I'm from this realm, and I am here to do art for positive things, for positive intentions, to hopefully survive on creative power, because that is the dream of all of us. Even if we're surviving weak with very little money in tough situations, if you're creating art, you're happy, and it's a brilliant thing. It is the best medicine of the moment. You don't get that power when you are angry in creating art. It's a totally different world, totally different experience, totally different charge, a negative charge. We want people to be positively charged. Again, this drawing, Earth of Love, me and my wife did this together, 30-inch mandala of ink and watercolor, all animals existing peacefully, beautifully. You can look at it from all 360 degrees and it will give you an amazing feeling. Very positive, very nice colors. There is a lot of beautiful things out there in the news, the media, the governments, the politicians. They've been trying for very long to get us to think negatively and to pin us against each other and to divide us. They can divide the artists from the other people. They can divide everyone. They can divide the left from the right, the up from the down. They know how to do it, but we can't. Art is the medicine that can bridge that gap. Art can bring every form of people together because they join in creativity. And when you're creating with people, there is so much positivity around. It is an energetic charge like you wouldn't believe. Your immune system gets boosted. Your mind gets boosted. Everything, all the bad thoughts that you're thinking that these people are trying to get you to continue to think, go out the window, and you think just beautiful, positive, perfect things where every single stroke matters. You are in the moment. Art is the way to get in the present moment. You can't watch TV and be in the present moment. You can't clom off someone else's art or go burn a building down or tear down an old statue or look at nasty things on the internet or harm people or do whatever. You can't do that and get the feeling of epiphany, of enlightenment. None of that will take you there. Art will, and it has to be free for everyone. Everybody has to. If I was given the chance and I was to lead an arts group that would unify and was given the task of unifying and beautifying this world, there is so much that I would do right away. Oh my God, I would go to town. I would sit for a week and just think about and write down all the ideas I have, and I would make them happen. I would figure out ways to make everything happen. And that's what I will do as well as Save Earth becomes more and more successful. So we need donations, we need help, we need artists to join forces with us, all creatives, musicians, artists, everyone. Join the Save Earth mentality, because we can make this renaissance perfect. We are the ones that will make the golden age possible, because we have to get rid of all the depression, all the nasty stuff. We have to fix it. And again, art can heal. That's, again, since this world is run by Big Pharma, the media, all that stuff, they want you depressed. They want you sad. They want you miserable. They want you taking pills that, again, suck your creativity out. They want you to do everything that, besides being creative and being independent and being an individual master. They want to tell you what to wear. They want to tell you what color your hair should be. They want to tell you what gender you should be. But you know all those things. And when you're an artist, you go down the path of the artist and you discover more about yourself than you could in any other way. There is no other way to do it. And you won't need medicine. You won't need all those things, because you'll be happy. Do not let these people steer you in the wrong direction. Always keep your art pure. Always keep it positive. You have great intentions. That is your ultimate ammo for art. There is nothing else needed. If you have great intentions, you can do everything. The rest, the hand and the mind will take over, and they'll just make it happen. Your subconscious will come out in your work, and it will be unstoppable. I promise. So do this. And again, everybody, we need to work towards this. So if you're an artist out there, come join Save Earth. Submit some art to us. We will help. You can help. You can set up things. We need to join forces. We need to team up. We need to exponentially multiply ourselves so that they can't do this anymore. They can't have one side or the other. We need to eviscerate those sides, but they can't pin them against each other with art. They can't have artists fearing speaking out. None of that. We all need to be free to express ourselves. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of creativity. We all need that, and it is so important, and we can't be led astray by people who are given positions of power and given voices, while the silenced and the shadow band just remains quiet. We can't do that. We need to rise up, and we have to. So please consider supporting Save Earth. Join forces with us. Do whatever you can. Spread the word. Share this video. Do anything. Please share our website. We beg of you. We need more. We need to combat this. This is a big challenge, and I know the world is filled with tons of challenges in this modern time. So many challenges. But with art and artists all united and unified with a common purpose and a common goal of positivity to bring in the new golden age and bring in beauty, bring back perfection, bring back incredibly hardworking, talented creativity, then we will have a future that is unprecedented. And we won't be jealous of the past anymore, because we'll be living in that type of mentality, that universal harmony where everyone's on the same page, everyone's getting along, the world looks beautiful, we're all respecting nature, we're respecting each other, and we're building up a society and a civilization together. And then we will have the power to go beyond the realms and find out how big this place is, because that is another thing. Like, it's fun to think about topics like this, and art is the only way to do it, where you can theorize what might be beyond the poles, what might be on another planet, what might be beyond there, what might be underground. You can do all of that with art. Art is unstoppable. It is an infinite power and a force to be reckoned with when it is used the right way. And it can heal this planet of all its issues. I know it can. We need to all embrace the artist path and let out our inner artist and do whatever we can to keep it positive, keep it cool, and all work together and not fear the future. Everybody get excited, because a golden age is coming, and we can stop whoever's there to fight it. If people don't want that golden age, we can take it down with art. We can just be the force that rises. Just rise to the top while that other stuff sinks to the bottom and then disappears forever. And we will have the time that we deserve finally, and it will be creative beyond our wildest dreams, and there's no telling where and how much potential will be all over the place from everyone. It's going to be great. So stay tuned, keep working at it, keep creating. Bless you all from saveearth.us and artofdino.com.